Congress has also reacted to this particular development. Let's go right across to Sunil Prabhu joining us with the very latest. Sunil, what's the reaction coming in from the Congress party? All right, we'll try and reconnect with Sunil in just a bit. We seem to have lost that line, but Sunil has in fact been reporting that the Congress party maintains that it is sad that Jitin Prasada has left. He's held important posts for the party in the past, and it's important to note here that the Congress presser is in fact taking place at the moment. And they claim that this is not about getting a Rajya Sabha seat or winning a Lok Sabha seat. It is the battle for the idea of India. And therefore, the Congress party, of course, they're saying that it is extremely sad that Jitin Prasada has in fact left. So this is the big story that we are in fact tracking. There is a reaction coming in from the Congress party. We'll try and get you more details in just a bit. But meanwhile, of course, political reactions have been pouring in. Remember, when Jitin Prasada joined the BJP, crucially at the BJP headquarters, he said that it is the BJP which he believes is the only national party that is actually left in the country. All of the others have been relegated now to regional parties or person-centric parties. But in the name of a national party, he claimed that there's only the BJP in India. He joined the BJP, remember, earlier today in the presence of Piyush Goyal, Union Minister Piyush Goyal. He later went and met with JP Nadda. All right, we do have that line back with Sunil Prabhu. Sunil, what's the reaction coming in from the Congress?
Well, there are two important reactions. One, of course, that for Sachin Pilot, I think that's the most important, because he's been somebody who's been upset with the Congress leadership in terms of the fact that they haven't been able to deliver those demands that his camp had wanted when he had rebelled along with his party MLAs. It's in that context to say that he needs to be patient. He has been one of the youngest deputy chief ministers. He's also been one of the youngest ministers appointed, and everything the Congress leadership is listening. But there is a turnaround period, and in this they are requesting for more time and patience to be adhered to. So I think that's the first time we are seeing the party officially respond to a demand of somebody who has rebelled and who has been waiting in the wings and who has made his displeasure known. Having said that, about Jitin Prasada, I mean, it's on expected lines, as everybody expected, saying that this is a battle of ideologies. This is a battle for idea of India. It's during this time when there is a pandemic, when people have been responsible for loss of lives, especially because of the mismanagement of oxygen, their failure to give people oxygen, medicines, and the various other requirements during a pandemic. And the people who are responsible for that are no less than the Prime Minister himself, where the buck stops, especially on the vaccines, as well as, of course, Mr. Yogi Adityanath. And if Mr. Jitin Prasada at this present juncture decides to join, it's clearly a sign that he is not ideologically committed to the idea of India for which the Congress party believes.
Quick comment, Sunil, how big a setback is it for the Congress party? Put it in perspective for our viewers, especially coming in at a time when both parties are in some kind of a stock-taking exercise ahead of the Uttar Pradesh election next year.
Well, it's a wake-up call for the Congress party. One way or the other, they have to take a decision on how they want to go forward. Both Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, as well as Sonia Gandhi have to take that decision about how they want to lead the party. There is no active and permanent in the real sense of the term for the Congress party in terms of how they want to go forward. What is their strategy? What is the way they want to do things? The Congress leadership has been found wanting. They have resorted to social media, the Twitter and the Facebook. But somewhere down the line, there needs to have a connect with the Congress workers at the grassroots level, as well as to be seen as an alternative, which is sadly missing. And there is, in that, it's really clearly a lack of leadership. And it's in that context for the Congress party that it needs to pull up its socks if it has to be seen as an alternative. Jitin Prasada is really not somebody who has been a big force in Uttar Pradesh. He's lost since 2014, but yes, he definitely was the Brahmin face. He was trying to start his own Brahmin outfit and get and to be seen as an alternative, and was looking for proper leadership within the party there, but that didn't happen. And it's clearly for Rahul Gandhi as well as Priyanka Gandhi Vadra as well as Sonia Gandhi to understand that his is only a message, because there are hundreds of other Congress workers and leaders who are clearly upset with the Congress leadership, and they need to be seen as acting.
Well, absolutely, Sunil, you're absolutely right. This is a wake-up call for the Congress party. Whether they actually look at it that way or not is a question that remains to be answered. But the BJP at the moment has scored a political point because Jitin Prasada is somebody who's known to be close to the Gandhis, inner circle of Rahul Gandhi. He in fact had expressed the fact that he wanted to leave earlier. At that point, you'd reported that it was Priyanka Gandhi Vadra who'd actually intervened to keep him within the party fold.
That's right. In 2019, I think, this WhatsApp message that had been sent by the BJP leadership for Jitin Prasada joining was even given. The time was also set. And at the last minute, it was cancelled because not only Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, but also Jyotiraditya Scindia, who was the then General Secretary, worked on Jitin Prasada not to shift and jump ships and join the BJP at that time. Jitin Prasada waited, but of course that wait has been for a long time. He's definitely been unhappy within the Congress scheme of things, because he's looking at his own political future, and he realizes that his political future has very little left within the Congress party, and that's the reason why ultimately, when you see these people leave the Congress party, it is because they're looking at their own political future and their existence, and how do they need to be relevant, and that's the reason why they take that decision.
Right. It is the loss. It is a loss for the Congress party, and the BJP scored a symbolic point for sure. But whether or not this loss for the Congress translates into electoral gains for the BJP is a whole different question that remains to be answered. Thanks, Sunil, for joining us with the very latest.